Hello there. It seems that here in the UK we could see diesel fuel being rationed by as early as next month. Extinction Rebellion, the tyre extinguishers and the Green Party will be cock-a-hoop at this news, as well as a few well-known international organisations that I could name. They'll be watching on with glee too. Because as the UK disentangles itself from Russian hydrocarbons, a fair wedge of our diesel supplies will be lost. And according to the Times and the Mail, we are looking at potential diesel rationing by the summer, and it could be as early as next month, April. This comes from the energy consultancy Energy Aspects, and as far as they're concerned, risks of energy rationing and ultimately a recession are growing by the day, something most policymakers seem to be ignoring or not grasping right now. Yes, policymakers and grasping things, not a very common occurrence. And it says that unless Russian oil is reintegrated back into the market in the next few weeks, then we run the real risk of the government having to start the printing and issuing of fuel ration books as they did in the early 1970s, the last time we faced a real energy crunch. Thankfully though, in the end we didn't need rationing back then. But ministers are fearing that this time it's much worse. But when diesel becomes scarce and worth more than liquid gold, delivery and other transport costs go through the roof. Up goes the cost of everything from shop goods to home deliveries. And don't forget that both Russia and Ukraine normally provide the world with much of its wheat, as well as fertiliser compounds, and the removal of that will lead to shortages and soaring food prices. Wonder if we'll see ration books for food as well. And that's on top of the potential for electricity blackouts and domestic gas and oil shortages, all within the backdrop of a cost of living crisis and tax rises. One way or another, unless you are powerful and or wealthy, we will be forced to eat less, heat less, travel less, buy less, holiday less, consume less overall, and possibly live a more isolated life. Global events forcing us to walk more and eat less. And here in the UK we're surrounded by fish and are sat on huge reserves of energy that a few people have told us we must not use under any circumstances. More children walking to school, more people left out of society. And one imagines that homeworking and homeschooling will become a thing again, also soon after the pandemic. And I doubt this will just affect the UK. But I expect we'll see those who can afford it turning up at the electric car showrooms. Except that according to Reuters, Russia's attack on Ukraine has caused a cut of 50% in the production and supply of semiconductor-grade neon. Something that is critical for making computer chips used by industry, and cars amongst them. Life is about to get grim, the price we have to pay to send Putin a message over the invasion of Ukraine. But it's funny how it seems to fit the green and control agenda too, isn't it? Less consumption and a much simpler life. Well, for the ordinary folk anyway.